Hey guys, welcome to the Watchtower Watch Views with your host DK, back with a review for the first time in months, I'd say. It's been a busy few months. I got married, we had our house, there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and life just got in the way of doing reviews. I still had time to do unboxings because they don't require editing, but look, I'm not going to bother you with that. We are back taking a look at another microbrand, this time from a company called SOVRYGN, based out of Canada. Their founder Hamzat reached out to me after I saw their watch on Facebook, threw them a message, and we kind of emailed back and forth. He said, would you like to take one in for review? I said, absolutely. Let me take a look at the Tiffany blue one. What I didn't realise at the time was that by the time I got round to reviewing the Tiffany blue one, the Tiffany blue craze had already come, gone, and died on its arse after a while. It's still out there, but I think this one is a little bit late. However, the Kickstarter is still going for this one, and if you don't fancy Tiffany blue, there are a multitude of other colours available for you. So do take a look. And also, there's stainless steel, there's rose gold, and I think there might even be a black one as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy the review. If you do, make sure to follow the Kickstarter, back the Kickstarter if you do want one. Details will be in the description of the video below, and there'll also be 2 other reviewers I'll advise you to check out later in the video. Let's get to it. Alright, let's crack on with the unboxing. So I will of course have a link to the Kickstarter down below if you do want to pick one up. As I say, I took the rose gold with the Tiffany blue option. There are other colour variations and strap variations available. They do also have a stretch gold that if they make it to a certain figure, they're going to give these watch straps as well with the option. They're quite nice actually. The blue is really nice and it's got a rose gold buckle, and you also have the option of a little rose gold applied clasp with the SOVRYGN S logo on it. So pretty nice to have 2 options with the straps. I have to say that's pretty decent in fairness. So you get this SOVRYGN branded watch roll. It's actually pretty nice as a travel case. Inside you have your magnetic snap, or not magnetic snaps, your little pop snaps there. And of course you get the watch itself. So the diameter on this one is, I make 40 millimeters. They say 39, but I make it to be 40. 42 millimeters if you include that crown at the 3 o'clock. Lug tip to lug tip is 46.9 millimeters. If you include those end links, it does go up a bit to 53.7. Lug width 20 millimeters, tapering to 18 at the clasp. Thickness is 14.8. That is being reduced down in the production model. The weight on this one, 162 grams with all links removed. However, with 5 links removed from my 7-inch wrist, you make it about 147. So there are some updates from the prototype which I have to the production model, which we'll go through a bit later on. As you can see, this one is the rose gold option, which is 316L stainless steel coated in ion plated rose gold. You can see there's a mixture of brushed and polished finishing. You do also get a very nice angular case as well, which is pretty cool. You've got a solid end link bracelet with a butterfly clasp as well, which is pretty damn good. And it also has quick releases on the bracelet, which is something more brands are doing, and I'm a very big fan of that, because especially as a reviewer, I like to pop these on and off all the time to show off different strap options. Of course, you'll see a few later. You can see there again on the side of the case, you've got high polish on the bezel, you've got brushed on the side of the case on at angles as well. No mixes I should say, and you do have that name on at the moment. That is one thing that's being changed for the production model. They're going ripping that out. I'll list there for you all the changes that are going to happen for this particular one and in general for the watches. So you'll see the change in the size, the thickness, and you'll be getting a bit more flex in that solid link bracelet. It is female end links though, it is quite handy for that. It is a big thick boy on wrist, and you do have a sapphire crystal. It says domed. It's a very light dome if it is, but it does have quite a bit of anti-reflective coating on it, which is good for a watch like this. You do want to be able to read it, especially with the triple calendar. It is a bit noisy as it is, so any anti-reflective coating is going to be handy. You've got yourself a power reserve, you've got yourself your triple calendar, as I say, with the day, the month, the year, and also 24-hour indicator and a date indicator there at the 4:45 position. Very, very nice. The movement inside is actually the Miyota 9039, which is a triple calendar movement. Screw down crown on this one and screw down exhibition case back give you 100 meters of water resistance, which is pretty good for a sports watch. Although if I'm honest, a little bit more would be good with the thickness of the watch, just to give it a bit more durability. You do have a signed rotor though, you can see there, which is very nice. A Miyota 9039 is of course a triple calendar. It is a high beat hacking and hand winding movement as well, which is great. Beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. In order to operate the movement, you simply unscrew the crown. So set it to its first position, There we go. That allows you to hand wind the watch, of course. If you pull it out again, there, oh, if I can pull it out, there we go. That allows you to adjust the date and also to adjust the day, I believe. Yes, there we go, the day. And if you wind it the other way, you can see there that date changing over for me. And if you push the top pusher, that allows you to set the month, which is handy because you shouldn't really need to set the month too much, except for maybe February, or if you leave the power reserve wind down. Time for the macro, and as you can see, you've got applied indices with a printed minute track and a lot of printed dials as well, printed onto that very nice Tiffany blue. It is also a textured dial. It's a little bit sort of, I think it's like stucco or something, I'm not really sure, but it's real cool, I will say that. It's actually a really nice dial. The orange, I'm not entirely sure if that flows with the rest of the design of the case, but it is certainly a striking choice and it does aid in legibility. You can see there those navy subdials. One of the other changes actually is that date window. It's going to be changing from white numbers to navy blue numbers to match the subdials, which again is something handy. It again just adds a little bit more flow to this watch, which is never a bad thing. And it does, of course, have a 40-hour power reserve, as you can see by that top power reserve. Out in the sunlight, you can see there, it is certainly a sun magnet, glinting, reflecting, bouncing those God rays back all over the place. It is very, very flash. Is it a bit too flash? Maybe for me, if I'm honest, it's a little bit strong choice. It also doesn't help that probably with my pale skin, it doesn't look the greatest on me. It is very strong, as I say, it's very striking, but certain colors don't look great against my skin tone, and rose gold might be one of them. I don't have that many rose gold watches. However, if you take it off the rose gold bracelet, I do think it helps a lot. This is the strap they provided with it. I don't think this one quite works because it's a little bit more darker than the actual dial itself. It does match the subdials. However, I actually have a perfect strap that I bought ages ago that I couldn't get to match with anything. And it's this. It's a silicone quick release strap. It's in pretty much Tiffany blue. It's a very light sky blue anyway. And it actually works really, really well. I did swap out the buckle, as you can see. I put the rose gold buckle on. And honestly, this is the way I've worn this watch most because it's the most comfortable. It's the one I could get the best fit on. With butterfly clasps, you do have a bit of a struggle at times. And this was the best way I could do it. Now with the loom shot, I'm going to give you a quick look at this. Usual story, about 2 minutes of loom, 15 minutes of footage. It does have a good strong glow initially, but those hands are quite thin and I think the loom is stretched a bit thin as well. Doesn't really give the best loom over the time. So this is 15 minutes of footage and I reckon by about 5 minutes in, those hands are almost invisible. You do get the indices, however the subdials are not loomed, which I don't really care too much about because if you don't know what day, month and pretty much everything else is during the middle of the night, it's not a big issue. Or if you're swimming, but of course this one is not a dive watch because of the 100 meters of water resistance. However, I still do want more loom on my watch than this. It is a little bit stingy. They are not adding any more as far as I can tell for production. I did have a look through my notes. I didn't see anything else telling me that there was going to be more loom pumped into the indices or the hands, which is a bit of a shame. So I've been giving this watch a bit of a hard time, but what exactly do I like about it? Well, as much as I might complain about the orange tints on this one, I really like the navy and the Tiffany blue and the white. I think that's a great combination. And to be honest, the orange is actually nice. I just don't think it goes with the rest of the rose gold finishing. But again, if you get a stainless steel version, that's not an issue, so you're all sorted there. They are increasing the size of this crown to aid in gripability. Yes, that is a word, don't Google it. However, it's very, very handy because trying to do this with gloves on is almost impossible. So it's going from 5.5 millimeters to 7 millimeters, which should mean that you should get a better grip on this one. They are also adding flex to this bracelet, whatever that might mean. The only problem I have with this is, yes, it's very immobile when you try and bend it towards your wrist. However, adding flex is very subjective. That means kind of nothing. At least with the crown, you can say, oh, I know how much bigger that's going to get. The flex, I want a lot more flex if I'm honest, so it fits better on wrist. They're wiping that Sovrygyn logo from the case as well, which I think is a great move. No one wants this on their case, I really don't think. It's flashy enough as it is. However, they are also reducing the thickness from 14.8 millimeters by my measurements down to 14.4. I still think that's a bit too thick, especially for 100 meters of water resistance. I'd be expecting almost 300 with that kind of thickness. One dislike I have is the fact that there's no screwdriver included. If you're going to do screw links, and I think you should, just throw in a little mini screwdriver. They don't exactly come with Black & Decker sets these days, so you need a special one. However, I think if you do like the watch, it is incredibly well made. I do love that dial, and if you do like the dial without the rose gold, you can pick up a stainless steel version, or you can pick up one of a multitude of other colours in red, black or white. Well worth the look, guys. So guys, there you have it, my review of this Sovrgyn Calendar. A triple calendar watch is not something you see every day, especially not on Kickstarter, and the multitude of different colours and the variety of case finishes with the ion plated rose gold. I think the PVD black, I'm not entirely sure on that one because I don't have the black one, and the stainless steel means that you can mix and match different dials and different colour options as you like. Now, the rose gold and Tiffany blue one was not for me personally. When I actually took it in, I thought it was the silver or the stainless steel and the Tiffany blue one. If I'm being totally honest, that was my fault. He did actually send me a picture of the rose gold Tiffany blue one. I just looked at it wrong. But as I say, I think it's actually a decent value for money proposition. You do get a very nice Miyota movement inside in it. You get a triple calendar. You get a unique design. I just don't really know where it would fit in my collection personally. It's a bit too thick to be a dress watch, it's a bit too flashy to be a sports watch, and it doesn't offer enough water resistance to be a dive watch, so it kind of falls in that like middle ground for me. But if you do like it, it is something unique, it is something different, and if you do like it, I do think you should back one because it is a well-made watch if I didn't really like some of the design choices they made. However, if you didn't like what I said about the watch, go check out Blanchy Talks Watches. His review will be in the link below. And also Jason the Watch Guy. They both reviewed this watch as well. I think they enjoyed it a little bit more than I did. So I want to give you a fair and balanced view. As I say, I'm DK. This is the Watchtower Watch Reviews. This is my first review back in a long time. And I'll see you guys next time.